like that.
Yeah. You know, I look like I tired than you up. They are some two happy, sleepy ass people. Oh.
Caffeine.
Man, who on there already? No. Yeah. I know we was.
Yeah.
I know we was. Just give us a minute, y'all.
Well, you yes.
That was funny. Mm-mm. Oh man. You know what I'm saying? Yo. I guess I'm gonna wait for the 2 minutes like I always do. You know. But y'all know. Shifu Drew. Empress Trini. Lovely T. From Better Minds Interrupting. Yo, y'all go to Better Minds Market. .com. And yo, it was a funny joke, and she had me coughing. Yo, I'm sorry, the shit was funny. You wasn't there for it. Too bad, but the remnants of it is still there. We gonna get to this. Yeah, yo, we gonna do a double for y'all because we know yesterday we didn't do one. You know what I mean? So no facts for real. So
trying to make sure we come correct with y'all.
And we checked. Today there's nothing on TV that y'all need to be watching. There's nothing on TikTok. There's nothing on none of that right now. It's hump day, so you ain't doing shit. So
this is true.
Oh my goodness, that was good. So yeah.
Let me pull up the book.
Yeah, while she pulling up the book, you know, I'm gonna just warm y'all up. I mean, there's no question what y'all see what's going on right now with Russia and over there, and it's now. Those of you who are first of all, let me address that. So we know y'all not warmed up to Open Mind's channel yet. So we gonna warm y'all up here first, and you know, but we just gonna put this on there. So when it's on there, they can see it. Enough said. So before you even listen again, okay? You're opening your mind right now. And I need you guys to remove all prejudice and all negativity on how you feel about either way.
And judgments.
Keep in mind, we told you already. People get funded to do things. People on both sides of the game. Whether you want to accept that or not, it's not about you accepting it, and it's not about belief, because belief is a religious term. We not here to believe anything. So, I want you to know, and let's establish in the drug game, I supply both sides, right? Why wouldn't I? I benefit. No matter who win or lose, I benefit. It's like that scene in Trading Places when they grabbed Eddie Murphy and they was explaining to him what they do at the company. And they would say, we buy or sell for the competitor, and no matter who wins, we still get our money at that. That is pretty much how it's running. So, in understanding that, I want to be extra vital to let you know that if I can fund both sides, I will still benefit. I don't care who benefits. You see, I told you guys this is bigger than your little riffs and rafts and all of that stuff. It is bigger than that. It is to keep you close-minded from seeing what really is going on. It is to keep you close-minded from seeing what really is going on. So, now you have a situation where you say to yourself, I'm in debt. I owe. I owe. So, in order for me to pay back that debt, I got to accept any offer that come my way. So win for me, loss for them, not them, the people them. Follow me, don't be a jerk. And when that happens now, when the people become docile, they become closed-minded, then they start to feel like the blame is on them. Then they start to blame each other. Then you get a rivalry, a war, a civil war. No pun intended. But
yeah, that's what you get.
With that being said,
so in current news, we have Biden move been called unfair. So the Afghans urged the release of their funds that the U.S. has frozen. Why did the U.S. freeze their funds?
Whoa. Who funds they freeze?
Afghan.
They froze their funds?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they can't get no money.
So didn't they just get taken over? Was it Afghan?
Yeah.
They just got taken over, right?
So they can't get no money?
So, but hold up. Wait a minute. Follow me. They just got ruled by another country. They just got taken over, right?
Their flag got took, I believe.
So they are no longer Afghan.
From what I understand.
The country. So they lost the war. And whatever money, I guess.
War. Damn.
It came and went.
Damn, yo. Wait, so like if they want to go to the ATM and like get like $5, they can't.
Frozen. I'm just saying, like, why though? Because they lost. I don't know, but let's see.
You have to read that shit.
Let's see. Expressing their eerie over the U.S. decision to preserve billions of frozen assets for the victims of the 9/11 attacks, several Afghan men and women held protests on Monday, as per local media report. Urging the U.S. court to reject any decision over Afghanistan assets, a group of Afghan women in Kabul gathered near the United Nations office. The demonstrators demanded the return of the assets of Afghanistan, Tolo News reported. This money is Afghans' money, not money to pay as compensation by Joe Biden. The money should be surrendered to Afghanistan, the Afghans News agency quoted Arzo, a protester, as saying. Another protester, Shogofa Netta, said that money can change the situation in Afghanistan where people are struggling with poverty.
Mm.
Residents of Bamyan province also held demonstrations to urge the release of Afghanistan's central bank's assets held in the US and other countries. Several Afghan teachers at what's that? Sheikh Zayed, I hope I didn't mess that up, University in Coast Province also staged a protest and called Biden's decision unfair. This is a cruelty. They do not have the right to hold Afghanistan money as compensation, Tolo News reported, quoting Rabbani Wada, a teacher. Afghan currency will dramatically lose value if the frozen assets are spent for any purpose and not returned to Afghanistan, the media outlet reported, citing experts. Earlier, the Taliban had warned that it will reconsider policy towards the U.S. if it does not receive full $7 billion frozen assets.
Yo, like, wasn't they getting opium from over there?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't they getting opium and shit from over there?
What else?
You know my thing.
Oil.
You know.
And they just went up on oil.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting? You see how I could make somebody an enemy to you, knowing that they live right next door to me. Hold on, I'm gonna say this again. Excuse me. Do you see how a person could make you an enemy of someone, knowing that that person that they want you to hate is right next door to them, and they might be even friends. They might be even friends. Might. It's a small might. So this, yeah, it ain't a big might. It's a small might, so you know. The problem is that everywhere you turn now, you're finding this obsession for blood and energy and poverty and just the energy of it. Excuse me, and how they just suck it out and suck it out and suck it out like so vampiric. And it causes you to really just analyze them deeper. They are so disgraced with humanity in general that they are willing to destroy every single thing around them as if it were a game. We didn't even get to the bloodlines yet, but y'all following me. This is ridiculous.
You know, we keep it current with y'all before we get into the nitty gritty.
I don't understand. Okay. If I was dealing with you, right, how would I make you real? I'm just trying to say it's not, it's rhetorical, but then again, it's not. Like, if we was doing business, right, how I end up holding your breath?
They just deboed that shit. That's how. When your army is stronger and you got multiple countries backing you, you lose out. It almost sounds like my homeboy Gaddafi.
Oh man, yo, that was great. They dragged him. Oh man, yo, yo.
Yeah.
But remember when I was speaking about when the father warriors see that when they see that light in you and they know that light can wake up others and get them, for that light to spark in them as well, they go ahead and attack that one. they'll kill it, or just just embarrass it, or remove all its riches, or make it, you know what I'm saying, something to stop it, or make it seem like that person is crazy. You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Something to just throw the people off from getting that light, because if they tap into that, excuse me, if everyone at that same time taps into that, then what happens is now they become fearful.
Yeah.
Now it has to make them rethink or go to the drawing board, which I think they're doing already, because they're having an issue with keeping people in check.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about, keeping people. Now you hold up people money. Yo, I don't even know how this dude do this. I don't even know why the president do it. This dude looks so incoherent, like he don't know what's going. I can I can see stripes on your face, and we're doing good for the country. Yeah, I like those barrettes in your ear. Yes, thank you. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't even, like, does he even know where he is half of the time? I'm serious, because it's like, to make these decisions, you're not, yes, we know. Puppet, well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying to put whoever you're going to put in front, right? For everyone to know, he is like Elmer the Fudd up here. Like, why would you? It's it's just sloppy
Yeah. It is.
to hold up somebody. I told y'all, the Father Warriors have plans to continue to keep you in the dark. And once you're left in the dark, you are removed from consciousness. Not saying you don't exist, meaning that it is hard for you to realize what you were and who you are. And once that happened, it is easy for me to direct you in any direction that I want to carry you in. I can leave you impoverished. I can leave you broke.
Mm-hmm.
I can leave you poor, dead on the street. It's not me. It's not only one person. It's it's a council of 13. It is a bloodline.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay, so I know recently you heard scientists discover. No, I think we was talking about it, that they discovered
A moon?
a different moon. Well, a livable moon, right, or something like that. And they say, "Oh, we just discovered there's a lot of moons." Blah blah blah. Well, that's all okay, because there's some moons. Let's give you some insights on it. So moons, also known as natural satellites, orbit planets and asteroids in our solar system. Earth has one moon, and there are more than 200 moons in our solar system. Most of the major planets, all except Mercury and Venus and Mars, have moons. Mars don't have moons. No. Hold up, you Mercury, right? Okay. That's what I'm talking about, Mercury. Pluto and some other dwarf planets, as well as many asteroids, also have small moons. Saturn and Jupiter have the most moons, with dozens orbiting each of the two giant planets. Moons come in many shapes, sizes, and types. A few have atmosphere and even hidden oceans beneath their surfaces. Most planetary moons probably form from the disk of gas and dust circulating around planets in the early solar system, though some are captured objects that formed elsewhere and fell into orbit around larger worlds. So what y'all think about moons now? I mean, we have a lot of planets as well.
No, I was telling you, good.
Oh.
I was going to ask you how you felt about it.
Oh well, shoot, I love
because
moons.
you already know about it. That's what I said. How you feel?
I love the moons. I love the planets. Like we discussed, so above, so below.
Well, you know they late on this information.
Yeah, they late.
Because
They late. This is just some fun
we
facts.
was just
Interesting.
they gotta no, I'm saying they're late
Oh, yeah.
on putting that information.
Yeah.
Because we already knew that. But listen, family, this is a cosmic thing. The reason why I'm explaining it like that is because when you really get to dive in and break down actually like these fools and what they really, have in conjure that is because, it's the hate for the planet. They call the planet Mother Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why do they hate the mother? Right now, you have dudes right now who grew up and they despise their moms and they hate their fathers. Both. Straight up. Right now. And then you're trying to figure out in the midst of that, where did that go wrong? All of these things are by design. I am not sitting here to tell you what you already know, but I will refresh your memory to show you a pattern on why these things are happening. And the reason why I'm bringing this thing up and you feel like it's getting lazy and it's really not, because you know how I do before I rev up, is because these things are happening for a reason. A reason. This is a cosmic battle. This is nothing. Right here where we're going is nothing. Your little shit you worrying about, I'm telling you, your little whoever you can get over, your little work problem, your little playground issue, your little sport, I'm telling you, that is not even a spark of importance. I don't care if you're a celebrity, I don't care if you're a lawyer, judge, bully. It does not matter none of that shit matters, because the important thing is what you do not wake up inside of yourself will have you repeating the same dumb shit again. And if you think not, you already been having these things called deja vus. Oops, I did it again. Why am I here? Mm-hmm. Yo, you know what? Woke up the other day. This happened already. So why are you doing it again? Understand, it is a manifestation. You need to rise up within yourself. And you're like, you're hearing the same words, but you're not really getting it. You're repeating it and you're saying it just to get bread, just to get money, just to get fame, just to get likes. But you're not really knowing and understanding what manifestation is. It is higher than what you think it is. It is not getting on your knees and praying. You are the God. You are that is you. That yin and yang, when you see that light and that dark, that light is the light of you. The dark is also the dark of you, because when you need to address your will, when you are denying something, which what everybody right now is doing, I don't care what genre it is, you are denying something in you and you don't want to fucking address it, and you always taking it out on others when you step out that door. And you're not realizing that is by design. But we're going to come back to that. Go on. Go on, because they're going to get me hot.
What we say? 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1.
1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me?
All right, so I don't know. This is interesting. Religious artwork removed after local priests and businessman found among holy images.
Say what? Religious artwork removed after local priests and businessman. What did they find?
I don't know. I guess we gotta find out.
No, read what it said right here. The image featured what? The image featured what?
The head of the charity which commissioned the painting of Saint Sabinus meeting Saint Benedict, as well as the priest who runs the cathedral. Bam, bam, bam.
Look. Hold on, wait, show them.
I don't know if they can see it.
They can see it. They can see it.
Like, there you go.
Y'all see this? Y'all see that? What? I'm gonna just hold it right here. Y'all just tell me what. What? Okay, now. You see that little boy looking back like something wrong? Two of the little boys right there, one looking back and the other one looking the other way, like in front of you. But then you got this dude in the mask right here. You see this dude in the mask right here? You see him, man? See the
Which
dude in
one?
the mask? Right there on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
And then you got the, all right, okay, I want y'all to just keep that. I don't know if I could, you know what I mean? Just, yeah. Now, I'm gonna put it down and let me rock. I just hold it here for like 10 more seconds because we're gonna get it. Yo, look at this. See, I told y'all. You see it's three priests, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see it's three priests, right?
That's what made them remove it.
You see three?
Because it said what? They look like businessmen and what?
No. Let me tell you. But you know it's three priests. We learned about the three different popes.
It said the painting featured the masked boss of the charity, which commissioned the artwork, as well as the priest who runs the cathedral. Picture behind the cross.
Well, listen, go back to it. They already saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to it. Y'all should have took a picture. If not, go back and take a picture and then we. But go ahead, finish it. Go. You want to finish it? Go ahead.
The painting was gifted to the cathedral of Canossa in Puglia, southern Italy, but caused controversy upon further inspection. Again, the image featured the boss of the charity, which commissioned the painting of Saint Sabinus, meeting Saint Benedict, as well as the priest who runs the cathedral. Artists wanted to portray two authoritative representatives of the community. People shared their own reproductions of the artwork online, featuring other famous faces inserted onto the canvas. And Giuseppe Antonio Lamuschio, the artist behind the painting, told local media that he claims full autonomy in my interpretive choices. He said his choices of the subjects represented in the composition was the result of a free artistic interpretation dictated by the need to tell the story of devotion to the saints.
What do you think about that? Go back to the picture. What you think?
The artist told it in his own way. I don't know.
I don't know. I just thought about the three popes that we learned about: the black pope, the white pope, and then the gray pope. Because you got these two here at the bottom, but then he got the hat up there.
And call him the masked boss.
But he's the masked boss, or the whatever he the boss of. I don't know. But these children look very concerning because he's looking back like there's something coming at him, and he's looking back at us like, "Yo, dude, what you doing behind me?" Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And she's sitting there with a pen like. She's sitting there like she's like whatever, this happened already, whatever. You know what I mean? Like what you? I don't like this.
That's probably why, because it looks concerning.
I don't like this. The moon, crescent moon back there, and then the dove is flying away. I don't really like that. You see the pillar there. I could dissect this in a whole bunch of different ways after I just name it out. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we done hit that 30-minute mark. Y'all know what time it is. It is bloodline time. Bloodline time. See what we learn and go and run. Okay.
Yeah, all right. Shut up.
Okay.
We are Bundy.
I know it. And
They
I
was
only
waiting
read,
for Bundy anyway.
I only read the first paragraph of Bundy, right?
Calm down and relax and just put your pants on and don't shut your drawers. But while she's setting up, do you see how we could get like messages in plain sight and we'll just look at it like now before you even dissect into it, and I ain't even going to do that, but you already saw the image. To just see that, to just blatantly put that up. Do you know the majority of people, and maybe more than majority of people, will just see it and just walk? I've seen people do that. Things are happening and they have their phone and they're just walking. But to know that you can just put your message right there with intent, without care, just to show, and blatantly, you understand what I'm saying? Like blatant, deliberately, lucky thing somebody with the right eye caught it and said, nah, we're going to pull this back up, because if we throw that out there, you're sending that direct message. You're telling them what we're headed to the future with. Yeah. You're telling them who's really in charge of it. That's what I got from that. Yeah. Hey.
And now back to the Bundy bloodline. Okay. I know I read it already, but this is a recap of what I already read, and we're going to keep it going. My knowledge and research is limited. So much more work can be done to uncover the evil works of darkness that collaborate to destroy the Christian faith. Hopefully, articles like this will serve as spotlights on the Jekylls and Hyde that ravage our land, and that seeing their opponents better, Christians will avoid the many secret spiritual undertows that drown so many. In the 1980s, one of the most famous criminals was a serial killer named Ted R. Bundy. Theodore. It is not publicly known why he killed so many innocent victims. Ted Bundy told his girlfriend Elizabeth Kendall that the force caused him to kill. The force? You blamed it on the force, but guess what? The force lives within you, so he can't blame it on it because it's himself.
Obi-Wan.
Bundy's confession to her was given after his final arrest in Florida. Elizabeth wrote down his confession as he gave it to her over the phone. Ted said, I don't have a split personality. I don't have blackouts. I remember everything I've done. Like Lake Sammamish. That's ugly. We went out to Farrell's for ice cream after eating hamburgers. It wasn't like I had forgotten or couldn't remember, but it was just over, gone. The force wasn't pushing me anymore. I don't understand it. The force would just consume me. The force is the very term that high-level Satanists use to describe the power that they believe in, which they believe can be used for either good or evil. The movie Star Wars surprisingly used the Illuminati's term, the Force, which up until that time had been reserved for esoteric use by Satanism and the occult. This is part of the plan to take the occult and its goal and instill it into the public's thinking and goals, so that the conspiracy becomes an open conspiracy with the general public, promoting the drive toward witchcraft as the world religion and its one world government. Who was Tad, and why did he do that? Why did he do what he did? There are great numbers of unknowns about Tad, and although it appears to the public that the newspaper covered his crimes thoroughly, often appearance can be very deceiving. If Ted Bundy was related to the Bundy family of the hierarchy, we could expect several things almost without doubt. One, that his satanic activities and any occult connotations to the murders would be kept very secret by the police, the newspapers, and his family. Two, that information about the case and Ted Bundy would be closely contained. Interestingly, when I recently went to research Ted Bundy, every copy, all four of them, of the book Ted Bundy, Conversations with a Killer by Stephen G., had been stolen from the Portugal Central Library. One of the other books on him was also missing, and the other was overdue. The university library, which is on a different library network, was just as bad. I did my research across the border in Washington state. Another category of books that is consistently stolen. I have been told by the library staff are books on Freemasonry. Consequently, the Portland Central Library has a policy that interlibrary loan books on Freemasonry cannot be taken out of the library, but they always do. Even though the Linden Library doesn't mind if they checked out. Another example of how books relating to Satanism or the satanic conspiracy become rare is when I checked the Thurston Code WA Library's computerized system for Anton Levy's Satanic Bible. Of the system, 18 copies, 14 was lost. I assume stolen. One was listed trace, and 3 were being held by the libraries. That is, they were not out on the shelves.
So,
why are these books being stolen?
So his family were Satanists.
Yeah.
His family was in it, and I'm assuming they were very wealthy.
That's what it seems like.
Now, what did they have involvement with? That you see, well, what I'm trying to get to the point is this Bundy family.
Right.
Forget his ass. The family in itself. What did they have involvement with? That he kind of, because it seemed like he kind of steered away from that, from his family, and just started going on a murder spree. You know what I mean? So like, what was his family like involvement like out? Like, of course it was there, but outside of that, business wise, what was their involvement in that made him kind of be like go left and be like, I ain't doing that. I'm killing women.
Well, I guess we were about to find out, and then there's more.
Dun, dun, dun. It's like, no, come on.
Okay, so before proceeding any further, let me categorically state that I haven't found anything that ties Ted Bundy in with the top satanic family of the Bundys. Okay. Nor have I found anything that disproves it either.
Okay.
I don't know either way. Still, there are some interesting items about Theodore Bundy. Perhaps someone else will be motivated to do the genealogy work and save me the work. Ted was a law student. One of the schools he studied law at was the University of Puget Sound, Washington State. A major reason he did so poorly in law school was the immense stress that took place in his life in connection to the time and effort he put into murdering beautiful women. Yet his poor academic performances were no barrier to his political success. Ted does have a number of items that seem suspicious. First, Ted drove all the way from Washington State to Miami, Florida, to take part in the Nelson Rockefeller 1968 campaign. He was a big Rockefeller fan. Ted was appointed assistant chairman of the Washington State Republican Central Committee. Ted traveled in elite social circles and was preparing for campaign for Ted to run for state governor. For instance, in 1973, he was part of the Republican State Committee. He may have been on this committee in other years, too. Ironically, Ted Bundy has served briefly on the Seattle Crime Commission on the study of white-collar crime. For whatever reasons, whether it be elite connections or his winning personalities, it is certain that he had a big political career in front of him as a young person if he had not blown things. Second, almost all the serial killers have had connections to Satanism, and in every case, the media And the police have suppressed or greatly downplayed their connections to Freemasonry and Satanism. For instance, Charles Manson, Freemasonry, Freemason, OTO, and Satanism. Sam Berkowitz, OTO.
Now we're not talking about our brothers that are Masons and stuff like that. We're not talking about them. I just want to go ahead and say that. So go ahead.
This a whole different ball game right here.
You're talking about these sick families, these little. Go ahead.
So we got Charles Manson, Sam Berkowitz, Jack the Ripper, and Henry Lee Lucas. Could it be that Ted Bundy had a satanic side to him? I haven't seen anything that shows that he wasn't a Satanist. He did join the Mormon church during the middle of time period of years when he was murdering innocent women. But his motive for joining certainly had nothing to do with his sincerely serving God.
So, no, finish reading that as well. Okay, because I don't see as my thing. Yeah, he might have been, but he was very coherent when he did. He said, "Yo, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it. I went and ate a burger after it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And good.
And ice cream.
I'll go in that. Yeah, ice cream. Like
too.
he had dessert too after you. Like, go ahead. I'll go in that.
Satisfied. Okay, so
we'll get metaphysical.
I have learned that Ted had an interest in astrology. Perhaps the closest person to Ted Bundy, his longtime girlfriend, Elizabeth Kendall, wrote in her book, The Phantom Prince, My Life with Ted Bundy, that she didn't know why he brutally killed so many women. She was aware that he liked bondage-type sexual arrangements, but the inner workings of Ted's minds were a mystery to her. And Ted was capable of some of the biggest lying and yet coming across totally honest. This type of lying goes on every day by the Illuminati members who has a habit make bold-faced lies to the public. Ted Bundy was adopted by his father, Johnny Bundy. So he's not even full blood. Who was a dentist in the northwest area of Washington State. What is the main branch of Bundys that we are speculating that Ted's father might or might not be tied to?
Okay, so she about to go into who the original Bundy family, but hold on. You heard she said, I told y'all, this is a cosmic thing. They said he was into astrology.
Mm-hmm. And the Astors drink blood, so they was into stuff spiritually.
Oh, saying this, they do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I told them we on planet Earth, which is the mother's planet.
Yeah.
Y'all sitting there talking about fallen angels. We all are the fallen ones. Doofus. Now, I told you her children have hatred for her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you fall down and you're in a dense physical form, that same hatred carries on. Look how he killed her. That he hate his moms. Their hatred for the woman.
Yeah.
The person that gives life to all. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Powerful.
It brung you from the cosmos out through the womb. And he just hated it. And went after, you see, that to me, that's my whole explanation with this, with these families. These bloodlines, they have a hatred for creation.
Yeah. That's what
the mother is the creator of life. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On planet Earth, this is creation. They are hating create. Like this dude just racked a whole bunch of women, yo. Y'all know how many women he killed. We ain't got to tell you. Look it up.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead into the family.
Terrible.
I'll come back. Go ahead to the family.
The original Bundy family came to the New World before 1635 to Boston. What's that, Mississippi?
Boston, Massachusetts.
That ain't Mass.
Yeah, it is Boston, Massachusetts.
A few years later, they moved to Taunton.
Massachusetts. I'm gonna say it like that all the time. Okay. Massachusetts.
A large branch of these Bundys went to Connecticut, and later a few went on to New York.
Alright, New York.
Another group of colonial American Bundys were in North Carolina. The particular members of the Bundy family that are prominent in the New World Order today are the ones who would have inherited the position of authority over family if satanic traditions had been followed. The Bundy family was an old American family that was part of the Eastern establishment, but with only a few exceptions, like the Congressman Solomon Bundy in the early 19th century, the family has only come into the public's eye during the 20th century.
Really?
Yeah, because that's true. That's when they start getting a little notice, but not really. Ain't nobody really knowing them. This family also surfaces in not so prominent places too. Two of the key early Watchtower Society leaders were Bundys. Watchtowers. Y'all know what that's at, right?
You know the Watchtower is? You know the Watchtower. I wonder if they're
Watch
part
over
of
the seas.
You know the Watchtower books that the Jehovah's Witness used to give you?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, I ain't done. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Go on.
These were Walter H. Hold on, y'all. Spit went down the wrong. I don't know why we say pipe. We ain't got no damn pipe down our throat. Like it's two pipes. It went down the wrong pipe. No, it didn't. One, and then you got the right one right here, but sometimes you got to put it in this one. Okay. These were Walter H. Bundy, who went with Charles Taze Russell to Great Britain on his May 29th through 31st, 1909 trip. And Edward Bundy, who worked at the Bethel headquarters at the turn of the century and traveled around the U.S. for the Watchtower Society from 1906 to 1910. The following is my own who's who of the Bundy Illuminati family. After this list introducing our cast of characters, this article will get back to discussing the Bundys. This is
read that.
This is what they control.
Read that. Because this is still out. Read that. This is by your father, Howard. Read that.
Okay, so who's who of the Bundys? Eric Bundy, he was placed in charge of the prisoner Howard Hughes by the Illuminati family of Onassis. More about this later. Eugene H. Bundy, lawyer, judge, 1889 to 1896, vice president and director of Central Trust and Savings Company Banking.
Look at that.
Ties with industrial. Hold up now. That's supposed to be a black man. I'm gonna keep on. Partner Bundy and Jones, chairman executive committee of the Republican State Central Committee in 1898 and 1900s. Knights of the Pythias, Order of Red Men, Order of Elks.
Order of Elks is by your phone.
Yeah,
you got one down the street.
I seen that. Okay, so Frederick McGeorge Bundy, Skull and Bones, initiated 1921. Chairman of North Atlantic Philate Council. Harriet Lowell Bundy, married Skull and Bones member Gaspar D. Adelot Bellin. Harvey Hollister Bundy, Skull and Bones, special assistant to Secretary of War. Stimson, Skull and Bones, law clerk for Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes, key Pentagon man on the Manhattan Project, Secretary of U.S. Sugar Equalization Board, Chairman Panama Railway Company in the U.S. Canal Zone, Chairman of Boston Personal Property Trust, Director Boston 5-Cent Savings Bank, Director of State Street and Union Trust Companies, Director of New England Merchants, Director of R.M. Bradley Company, In 1952, he became the chairman of the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, chairman Foreign Bondholders Protective Council, trustee and president of World Peace Foundation, chairman Wellesley College, holy crap, chairman of the New England Roads Scholarship Selection Committee, member Century Association, and some other things, Unitarian. This is all of the Bundys that got control. Okay. Harry West Bundy. He's a Mason, Satanist, and chief adept of, what is that supposed to be? It's abbreviations. We're going to have to look that up. We're going to go back to it. Okay. So, Harvey Hollister Bundy Jr., which is the son, possibly initiated in one of the other Yale secret societies, also a banker. Catherine Lawrence Bundy, daughter of Harvey Hollister. McGeorge Bundy, Skull and Bones. President Ford Foundation, Bilderberger, Special Assistant to Presidents Kennedy and Johnson on National Security Affairs, National Security Advisors. Robert Bundy edited Images of the Future, the 21st Century and Beyond. William Putnam Bundy, Skull and Bones, CIA. Well, he's the chief financial of the CIA.
CFR.
He's the CFR of the Foreign Affairs. He's a member of Permanent Steering Committee of the Bilderbergs. He's Associate Secretary of State, Far Eastern Affairs. He's also the staff director of Presidential Commission on National Goals. He's also the professor of MIT, part of the law firm of Covington and Burlington, which represents many of the Illuminati elite in Washington, D.C.
You see the dates on there? The dates on there, they're still relevant to
Yeah,
now.
it's in the 70s.
Yeah, the late 70s and
Yeah.
stuff like that. They still got family in there that's still keeping up this same
Yeah,
damn
they
order.
still.
And then while
You
you
can
sit there
tell.
and think, you
can tell.
yeah,
They
these people
still in
are
charge.
higher than the government.
They
You
still
tell them
in
they gotta do
charge.
none of that.
They still
It's
in
not even
charge.
about the government.
They still in charge.
Bring it.
Charles Allen Bundy, Foundation Executive, manager of several companies, president of Spring Foundation, and president of Clothes Found, China, South Carolina Parks, Recreation and Tourism, South Carolina Coordinating Council for Economics Development, Rotary Club president, chairman. So much. Charles H. Bundy, Secretary of Frost Foundation. Charles W. Bundy, Secretary of Cornelius Foundation. Edwin S. Bundy, Business Executive, Cornell University and Century Associates. Hezekiah Sanford Bundy, will be named out of the Bible, huh? Mm-hmm. Congressman, lawyer, Jonas Mills Bundy, founder and editor-in-chief of New York Evening Mail newspaper. Close friend of President Garfield, law degree, Harvard. Omar Bundy, West Pointer, General Williams Edgar Bundy, United States Attorney. What's that? Southern District, South District, trustee, Ohio University, and editor of some journals. Look at all that the Bundys control.
I want y'all to take a good and give attention to the dates and to the positions that these people are in the areas that they, I'm not even going to say work, that they control. I want you to understand that, especially if you live in the DMV area, because what's about to go down, all right, they already hit to. And what you don't know and what you're not prepared for is going to leave you lost, because they ain't done. You think they just going to have you just mask up? Mask up. No, they're going to go through a whole different kind of process already. And if you ain't already hit, I'm sorry, then it's going to be an issue for you. These are the things you need to know. You fighting over bullshit and this one don't want to give you a goddamn cigarette. So what? That's not important right now because the positions that she just read,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and the positions that they hold, and they passing it on to their family. They're not about to give it to some Tom, Dick, and Harry unless he plays ball. And this is what I mean. If he has no will at all or no soul, it's just a soul. What is this? A turncoat.
Turncoats.
A turncoat. If he's like that, then it's done. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to tell you, you need to understand. You need to look these positions up and see what they mean because I'm going to tell you right now, if they pull some shit out in the street and you ain't prepared, you done. The game is to separate you and get you to hate each other so I could come in and be like, you see why we have to do this? You see why we have to do that?
I told you.
And you sitting there being silly. Look at all these damn banks and trust funds and all that type of shit that they got.
All that.
Come
Robbing
on.
the hell out of our pockets. $50 here, $40 this fee, that fee.
And you thinking it's somebody else's fault, but no, it's a game. It's like recycle. All they doing is recycling your emotions and all of that, and they just sucking
tit
you
for tat.
out. Tit for tat.
That's a real thing, by the way.
Tit for tat.
What is so powerful about them Bundys? Most Americans would not recognize the Bundy family as a powerful elite family. However, during recent history, two Bundy brothers held the key positions that control most of the information that was fed to the U.S. presidents during the Kennedy and Johnson administrations. When Johnson took over after JF Kennedy was assassinated, McGeorge Bundy was in the key position as National Secretary Advisor to determine what the president did and didn't hear. His brother was in a key State Department position. Both Bundy brothers were also fraternal brothers of the Illuminati Order of the Skull and Bones. Interestingly, Jonas Mills Bundy, 1835 to 1891, he didn't even live that long, was a key advisor to President Grant, President Garfield, and President Chester A. Arthur. McGeorge Bundy and his brother William P. Bundy have held important CFR and important Bilderberger positions. This in itself makes it clear that the position and power of these two men is extensive. McGeorge Bundy sat on MJ12, which is the Council of Wise Men that rules the United States. C.B. Wise as a serpent.
Wait. Read that again.
This in itself makes it clear that the position and power of these two men is extensive. McGeorge Bundy sat on MJ12, which is the Council of Wise Men that rules the United States.
Stop. Get him that one more time.
This in itself makes it clear that the position and the power of these two men is extensive. McGeorge Bundy sat on MJ12, which is the Council of Wise Men that rules the United States.
Please stop thinking this isn't a game. They are playing actual physical human chess with us. And we're just going along thinking, oh, well, we have to be this way. Well, we're the way it is, And you're thinking you can't change it in the outcome, but they said it, they go ahead and finish because I go tear their ass up.
United States has been the most powerful nation overall on earth. So without a doubt, McGeorge has had both great public known and great secret power. The three most prominent Bundys to write about a Harvey Hollister Bundy Sr., William P. Bundy, and McGeorge Bundy, we will now take a look at these three along with Eric Bundy, who was given a key position in a sinister plot to steal all wealth and power of Howard Hughes, and Harry W. Bundy, who was a chief adept of one branch of the Illuminati.
Now,
your own family.
Now, I told you, anything soulless or mindless is not going to care about their own family. But we had this conversation already. These types of people, these kinds, you ever pay attention and you watching them and you like, yo, why it seem like their emotions is not like the emotions of ours? Like they, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't seem like they're genuine, like they have any empathy or sympathy when they say things. That's because they don't.
Right.
They don't. You know what I'm saying? Even when they try to do their little yoga and you see them jogging out there and they're trying to find something and everybody's a yoga teacher now and they're trying to find, it's really not here. You're not feeling it in here. You know why? Because you denied it. You fucked that shit up. Now they're here and they will cut through their own family. These are rich and wealthy, powerful people who are running this goddamn country, and they will tear their family head off for that same damn principle that they believe in, because it is a blood thing. It is a feeding thing. You sitting, yo, you know how much blood was spilled last year and this year?
A lot.
Last year and this year ain't even really been a year yet. Meaning it hasn't really gotten into, the feel of it. Bodies drop it everywhere. They love blood.
Yeah.
You think these things aren't orchestrated, but it so is. Oh my gosh, you such a robot.
Yeah.
Because you think you so smart. This is y'all, yo. Outside, you talking about you going outside and you have a good time. This is y'all dumbasses. And you thinking you know so much. You're so smart that you don't even know that they're making you do this.
Mhm.
You think you're doing this on your own. You think you checking your tweets on your own. You think this, you don't think you're conditioned to do this? I set this whole thing up. I set this whole thing up. So while you're doing that, I could suck out the blood from everything else. It is a blood thing. I need that energy. That energy feeds me. It feeds the serpents. I'm good. I can address the reptilians. I already told you what they were. I told you you have the father warriors and the mother warriors, but it looked like the father warriors is doing it they best right now, yo. And they love blood.
Turncoat.
And you don't want to wake up. You don't want to wake up. You are a go light spirit. You don't want to see that spark in you. Maybe now this life is not meant for you to be a fighter. Maybe it should be music. Maybe you shouldn't be doing music. Maybe you should be doing something else to brighten up the other ones. But you're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You are being sucked out. Look at how they're doing. Look at what they control. Don't sit up there and be like, yeah, I already know that. If you know, see, this is my problem with the I knows. The I knows really, and this is where we break down the goddamn psychology of it. The I knows always say I know, but are comfortable and still doing the same robotic shit. Well, everybody's a you're dumbass. You still stuck in that mind frame. You should realize you have a choice. You don't have to be sitting there. You get your ass up and you make it. You hustle that shit. Everybody got a way to do bread right now. Everybody got a way to make bread. If you don't like the position you change it. You change your mind frame, you change it. You don't deny yourself because you keep pushing yourself deeper, which gives them an advantage because that's what they want. They want you to. Come on. Come on with it.
Well, I'm going to give y'all the opportunity to go read about them four Bundys on your own because they go deep into who they are individually. So what we about to head into is the third family, and we call the third family the Collins. The next family in our series of articles on the top 13 Illuminati families is the Collins family. The first two have been the Astor family and the Bundy family. The first two articles were fairly straightforward. Both the Astor and Bundy families have been written about by others, and I had more information on both families than I needed for my articles. In fact, I left out a worthwhile of details in both articles in order to keep the articles to a comfortable length. In this Collins article, there will be some padding in terms of research on the Collins family from a scale of 0 to 100. I'm about at 10. There are some hard connections that will be presented and some soft connections. Joan Collins is what I call a soft connection. She has associated with a long list of key Illuminati men and at least a few known Satanists. But this is only the barest of dues that she might have anything to do with the Illuminati herself. Let me give you some of the hard connections first.
We didn't even get to the disgusting part yet. We just showing you the connections.
That's it. The following is a description of a highly secret, high-level satanic meeting.
Satanic meeting? Where do they read that?
It comes via an ex-insider who is now a Christian. If any other ex-hierarchy person is reading this, perhaps this will trigger some memories for you. This experience dates to 1955, still relevant. This is a meeting that is held twice yearly, and to which the Rothschilds and all the mother families attend. The meeting is inside.
You said all the mother families. You see? Go on.
The meeting is inside in a big room. And the grandmother on the throne was a Collins.
Grand, Grade. I want y'all to understand, not grandmother like an actual but the grandmother. Okay? Grade. Go ahead. They need to know they slow. Some of the now all of y'all.
The Collins family has been kept out of the limelight because they have more occult power than the Rothschilds or the Rockefellers. To make money, this Collins family does something financially, such as deal with the exchange of money. I've noticed that numerous Collins have been insurance executives, and although I haven't exposed the connections between insurance companies and the NWO, there is a book out which shows how most insurance companies are connected and under the guidance of the NWO elite. The grandmother Collins, dressed in a black as an ebony and gold moon shaped throne that she can automatically rotate by pushing a pedal with her foot. Behind her sits the Grand Council with 13 members.
What did I say?
This might be
what I told you.
Or might not be the Grand Druid Council that you will read about further on.
The Grand Druid Council. Y'all know what a druid is. Okay? Y'all know what a druid is. Okay, now. Getting scaly.
The difference between this council in 1955 is that it was all males, while the council in 1978 has several women on it. The grandmother, a Collins woman, was thought to be in her middle 50s at the time of this meeting. She had a deep dictatorial voice, was small in stature, and was very powerful. She was decked out on her throne with a great deal of jewelry. One of the things done was to lay before her feet small gold bricks, shaped like small bricks and made of pure gold. Two boys who were taken to be her sons. Two boys who were stolen to be her sons, one of whom was Tom Collins. Tom was later gunned down by the Illuminati.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Because I saw the statistics.
We're near her throne. So they gunned down her son near her throne. As only the most honored and powerful dared be in the vicinity of her throne, this showed that these two Collins boys were powerful. The boys passed out paper which had timetables written on them of things that were to happen. A great discussion was carried on about what had happened in the world to bring in Satan's one world government during the last 6 months and what was prepared to happen in the near future. Things that had not gone according to the plan were discussed. The Ark of the Covenant was discussed, where it was hidden in Africa, and ritual marking the Ark of the Covenant was held.
So the Ark of the Covenant. Now I need y'all to understand. There's two Arks of the Covenant. We're not just talking about the Ark of the Covenant when it was going here, but they're also trying to attack the Ark of the Covenant here in Pineal Gland, and what surrounds it. That little rainbow that surrounds the pineal gland when it gets hard and it starts to rotate. That is the true Ark of the Covenant. That's what they want to attack. That is. Did you hear this?
Did you hear the story though? That they. Go ahead.
Did you see? What, like now? If that no, why did they take? See, now the part I don't get is, how do you have to take two people to be yours? This is sick. What did they mean by take to be the son? Because you know how nasty they play. Like
that's why I said that.
Did they have to sleep with her and? Like,
I don't know.
You know,
Creepy.
I don't know. They be doing that. You think we ain't even get to that part? Like we ain't even get. These is just the families and what they have. Now we're here at this meeting, at this table with the grandmother, right, of the Council of 13, which I told y'all, all these people you see here, the presidents and all these founders and all this extra stuff, and you think that they running stuff, they don't got a seat at the table. They ain't running nothing. They getting their orders from them people who at the table. And I'm going to continue to tell you to do that. So anything you see and being pushed now is coming from one of them people at the table. Proceed.
7 children in white were brought in from generational satanic families and presented before Grandmother Collins. They laid prostrate in worship of her. She would move her scepter with a snake up and down, striking the floor to show approval of a child candidate. Then 7 other children were sacrificed for the 7 approved children, 1 for each child, whose name would then be written with a quill using the sacrificed child's blood. The children were given oaths. The grandmother rotated her throne and faced the Council of 13 and declared, speaking in English, "This is tomorrow's generation, a chosen few." The John the Baptist of the Antichrist put in an appearance, but the Antichrist at the time was not born or only a tiny baby. Was this Benjamin Cream? The ex-insider didn't learn the name of this John the Baptist, forerunner of the Antichrist. However, the descriptions of this occult John the Baptist do match Benjamin Cream. Benjamin Cream was born in 1924 and was deeply into the occult. 1924, he's still alive. If he ain't get killed.
He's probably dead. He's probably dead.
Hold on, I'm scrolling up. Born in 1924 and was deeply into the occult and witchcraft, even when he was a boy. He claims that in 1959, he telepathically received a message from his master, a member of the demonic hierarchy. Cream calls these masters spirits, simply the hierarchy. Christians know it is the demonic hierarchy. Because all these things are planned out well in advance, it would have been very appropriate if Cream had been at a high-level planning meeting in 1955. For more understanding on Cream's Christ, the readers is directed to read the article on the surface in this newsletter. Hold on, y'all.
Referring back to the gold bricks. Oh.
In my January 1st, 93 newsletter, the names of many top Illuminati are given. One that could have been included is Robert Moore Collins, 1867 to an unknown date, who was a member of the Pilgrims. 60 of the modern equivalent of the Bavarian Illuminati. Robert M. Collins was a reporter for several important newspapers and worked as an editor in the Washington and New York offices of Associated Press. He didn't chiefly political work for the Associated Press. He was the chief newsman for Reuters, Illuminati-controlled press. and the Associated Press for many stories coming out of the Orient.
Mm.
Although he was born in Washington, D.C., his address as an adult became Bournemouth, England. He never married. As those who investigate the Illuminati found out, the Illuminati controlled the press. Here was a man who helped do it for them. Last newsletter issue, January 15th, 93, went into some detail about how important the Satanic Society's Rosicruciana is in relation to the satanic groups such as the OTO, Golden Dawn, and Stella Matutina. The society's Rosicruciana is definitely a high-level exclusive Illuminati organization. Wow.
Yo, you guys need to understand, like, see, when we go through this, like, we discuss these things, we discuss outside topics, and then we pertain it to this. So, you got to give us some credit because she sit here and read these things and give you an in-depth, and then we come right behind and then chop it down and explain it to you because it's like I said, they're disgusting. If you think that's still not being done now, all of this sacrificing is being done. They are allowing kidnappings, organ harvesting, murders, you know what I'm saying, rapes. These things feed them. These things keep them doing what they need to do to keep us docile. And I'm going to continue to keep telling y'all that shit. You coming in here, I told y'all we was doing open minds on here because y'all ain't familiar with the Open Minds channel yet. Till you get familiar with that, we're gonna go over there. So there they go. And I'll be so you sacrificed 7 children. I told these damn fuckers already they don't care about kids. Why would they care about kids? They didn't care about theirs. They don't care. They care about theirs.
7 approved kids.
So why would they care about yours? 7 approved. Like, who was approving this?
But they killed the 7, I guess, that was before them and sacrificed them and used their blood for the approved kids.
Why? If you already have the power, if you already have the control, why continue to say? Because the blood. And do you know what blood is? This is how we run.
They think it bloodline is more than the bloodline of the Illuminati.
Blood
it's deeper than that.
Blood is life.
It's deeper than that.
Real energy. Yeah. That's why they like it. These are your vampires. Remember when I was telling you about the angels? So you have to be careful with that too, because y'all saying, "Oh, the triple number is the angel number," but understand angels are also very deceiving. Because they want to have more light than the creator. You cannot have more light than the creator. You bugging. They would like to feel like they are above the creator. This is the issue now. All of them have fallen.
But messages are messages. You just need to know how to dissect them.
The father warriors are these families right here. Your scaly ass reptilian your father warriors are them who are running things now. And they despise. You know, see, they even build rockets trying to lead this bitch. I told y'all that last time, but guess what? They're bringing the ass back down. You cannot leave creation. You cannot run from it. Some of y'all religious people, well, God doesn't explain it. No, you need to wake up the God in yourself. You have to wake up. Snap out of it. It's like you was knocked out. And the only way you could wake up from being unconscious, you have to want to wake up. Like really wake up. Tap back into yourself. Because they're making sure they don't, and they want to keep everybody how they are. Look at what they're doing. Look at the areas that they control. But you're sitting up here not paying attention. I don't care about your car. Okay, they control that shit. Look at the pattern. You go to sleep. Wait, hold on. Go to sleep. Wake up. Go to work. Come home. Go to sleep. Wake up. Go to work. Come home. Go. Oh wait, if you want me to add the detail, okay. Get up, wake the kids up, get them ready. They go to school. You go to work. Get off work. You pick them up. You bring them home. You cook dinner. Good night. You wake up. Get the kids. Take them
Repeat
to
it
school.
all over again.
Go to work. You really don't see, oh yeah, you have to do that. No, that's what I'm saying. You don't. To take care of your family, you don't have to be a robot. What I'm saying is they are designing that, or they have designed that for you to be like that. Thank goodness for the people who are open-minded, who are starting to go like, nah, got it. Go ahead and bust their ass.
James F. Collins, who died April 2nd, 1896. He was the original set of the SR officers of the first High Council of the SR in America, which had oversight over all the SR colleges, lodges in America. His position was presenter. I don't know what that officer does. When the Canadians set up a Societies Rosicruciana in Canada, the High Council, which had oversight over all Canada, included a Collins on its council, Daniel Collins, 8th degree. Daniel Collins had several positions on the council. The highest degree is the 9th degree. If you read in January 1st, 1993 newsletter or Be Wise as Serpents, you have come across the Grand Druid Council. This is a high-level Illuminati council. In Be Wise as Serpents, in the second section, in chapter entitled Hearsay Interlocks with Power. On the 8th page, I gave the names of people who were on the secret Grand Druid Council in the spring of 1978. Each of those people are powerful witches and have a great deal of power in the world. Yvonne Collins was the Grand Druid Council. She was a traditionalist. To be a traditionalist means that she holds the view that only those people who are born to families with satanic power and witches in their family background can be true witches. Obviously, the Collins family has a history of witchcraft if she holds this view. Remember that the leading Satanists feel they have special blood. The top ones feel they are gods. Even grandmasters may teach their selected children they are God, which created the children. Yvonne Collins would reject the idea that just anyone can be a witch of any significance by training and practice. The occult demonic power would not be strong enough for a covert to witchcraft. Yvonne's occult name is Legina, which means Lucifer's bride. Legina, who lived in Virginia, got upset with Jerry Falwell. He didn't follow orders well enough. She got the Security and Exchange Commission to investigate his church, which caused the church economic hardships. Even mainline Christian ministers are expected to follow directives of the Grand Druid Council, which is said to operate under the orders of the Rothschilds. Everyone who was high in the Illuminati and are now Christians remember Tom Collins. Collins was then in the Illuminati, but for some reason the Lord changed his heart and he began to talk to churches about what is really going on.
Now, I'm about to crush y'all. All y'all doing your little magic and your little witchcraft and stuff. Sorry to bust your bubble. Okay? That too. I ain't talking about your wicked and evil ones who really know how to do some shit. I'm talking about your ones that's doing it and you thinking you using it to elevate. Okay, if you want to go ahead and learn yourself, go ahead. If you want to learn about Wicca, go ahead. You want to learn about witchcraft, you want to learn about voodoo, go ahead. You want to learn about spiritual, you want to learn about yoga, you want to learn about Tai Chi, Qigong. That's fine. But don't do this. Okay? Don't deny your calling. Don't deny your will Because if you do that, you'll find yourself jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping and not knowing why you're jumping. It's because you're denying the will. Now, excuse me, forgive me, not the will, you denying the self. You know why? Because you are upset with the creator. You heard what she just read? They were sitting here doing all that witchcraft and satanic shit saying that they is God. They created the stuff. No.
Yeah.
You created that because you had so much hatred for the creator. So now you felt that you good at your magic, that there's no need for the creator anymore. You dumbass. That's false.
That's the part of it.
That's what's going to hurt you.
How you think it works? What you think your connection is with?
You will always be connected to the creator and the mother. I don't care what you say. You do these things by you being in tune with the magic and doing all this stuff. Yeah, that's great. That's great. But guess what? It will never be greater than the creator. You will never have that light like the creator until you learn how to receive that light. You don't know how to receive that light. So now you put yourself in the father warrior's position. Now, if you take them, for instance, because they're clearly denying the creator, period. Yeah. So what they're doing now, they are manifesting their own magic and torment, and they're using it on people. Not only on people, but they're using it on the whole of society around the world. They're keeping the people lost. They're telling you something on the news that is not the case because I have a whole different plan right in front of your eyes that you won't see because for some reason, no matter how many times I'm slapping you, you think it's raining. That was the idea. To erase your mind.
That's why you're unconscious.
From knowing what is real. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Look at what you just read. Mm-hmm. They were so enmeshed in that drinking blood and killing these little babies that this man had to run.
Mm-hmm. And tell. And really
he had to run and tell and
really
actually find real healing and redemption within himself. Right. Because call it church if he want to call it church, but he had to actually forgive himself, and that probably took a long time just to know that this is what they're doing, just to keep control. And we're gonna deal with that word control next week, yo. That word control is serious and it's a dangerous thing too, because it seems like when they're not in control, they panic. When they're in control, they continue to do this sick shit. But when they're not in control, they do the sick shit even worse in a more desperate way. The blood. Look
how people dropping and all that.
Police, news, hospital, press, controlled, all by them. Mm-hmm. All by them. Mm-hmm. And they make sure they have dirt on each and every one. If I want you to be fired, I can make you fire. If I want to shut down your whole network, I can shut your network down. You know why? Because I funded it. Mm-hmm. I put the money into it. Did you forget you was at the party? Did you forget the man? Did you forget the little boy? Did you forget that cup? You remember what was in that cup? Mm-hmm. You remember the camera right there? Remember what you did? All right, take your ass and do what I said. Mm-hmm. This is a sick game. It's their game, but it's sick. What you gonna do? Go ahead.
He had an itinerary of churches to speak to, of which a Baptist church was one. He warned what was going on. He was gunned down in the grocery store parking lot and has been used as an example by the Illuminati to anyone else who dares utter a word. Remember Tom Collins? They warned people in the covens. This reminds me of another incident, which happened to a brother in Olympia, Washington, the capital of Washington. 2 weeks after Reagan was elected, a beautiful Mercedes pulled up to where this Christian brother was working. The guy who got out was obviously rich. His suit had to be in the neighborhood of $800, and his wife had fox furs around her neck. They said their son was going to work for the state and they wanted to look for a home for him. The woman was being independent and said, I don't want to go see the houses. I want to talk to this nice man. The houses was done by Donahue Construction. The men went on to look at the houses, and the woman remained behind and talked. This Christian is an easy talker with people. He struck up a conversation naturally. He said, I think it's great Ronald Reagan got elected. He's going to be a good president. The woman replied, we wanted George Bush to get it. Who's we? The Christian asked to this rich lady who kept tossing her furs back and forth. The Illuminati, she said. We're the enlightened ones, and George Bush was trained by us. Unfortunately, the men had just returned at this point and were entering the room. The man with the expensive suit was livid. Shut your mouth, he yelled. She huffed back. Well, if you insist, he then turned into the Christian who he didn't know and politely told him that they had failed to find anything that suited them. Thank you very much. Everything is secure, and handed him the keys. Then he dragged the woman to the Mercedes, giving her hell all the way for talking. And when they got in, proceeded to physically slap her around. This was an extremely rare incident. Many of the satanic hierarchy lived their entire lives without uttering a word to anyone anything about the hidden satanic side of their lives. As a rule, they find very respectable cover lives in society. The more respectable, the better, to cover their hidden lives. The satanic rituals are always memorized. You will not walk into these people's houses and find incriminating books or objects. Remember Ted Bundy in the last issue article. Ted was exactly the model of how many top Illuminati are. They are capable of the most horrendous things, but to everyone who knows them, they are most likable, intelligent, normal people. People who knew Ted Bundy had no idea what he was doing in secret. The satanic hierarchy and their Satanism is clearly the most secret religion in the world. They are a priesthood that rules the world through political leaders that they place in power. And because of their power, they have the ability to suppress a great deal of the publicity that could arise from their numerous activities. To describe the security methods employed to keep high-level Satanism secret could take an entire book. Let's just put it this way. If you were a billionaire, which several of the leading Olympians, King Illuminati, are, what kind of security could you afford? And what kind of clout would you have with national governments and police forces to get even governments to provide security for you? Remember, these people own the press and the media.
Now, they still do it now. Here's the thing about it now. You guys are so digital and minded now that they think, I'm going to throw out a Sabrina Teenage Witch movie that show witchcraft and stuff like that. So now y'all get immersed in it and embedded in it. So now when you hear things like that, you're like, so what? I do the same thing too when you're not really understanding. So now it's like, right, because I wanted to show you that. I wanted you to do that. I wanted you to get introduced so you ignore what I'm doing again while I'm doing it. You see, this is mental slavery. This is physical control. This is manipulation. This is energy this is vampiric energy or energy vampirism. And this is also blood related. The amount of time that they spend to get that energy from you, to keep you in order and in check. The amount of time that they spend in that, to me, it's unimaginable.
It is.
I control every single thing around you. And with just a snap of a finger.
So
how do you feel about that?
So, because I can, I do. And when I do, it's evil. I only do to serve my bloodline. And if I got to purge, sacrifice, kill, and take and steal from humanity, I will. Bars. Moving on. They will kill or discredit anyone who exposes them. Don't be surprised if both of these happen to me, the author. Just know this: they can kill the body, they cannot kill the soul. Our Christian God, not the force. Our Christian God reigns. They also control the CIA, the FBI. See, be wise as serpents for more details on this. Many leading FBI agents have not only been Masons, but many have been Satanists. The FBI sends out reports hold up now, the FBI, sorry y'all, I just want to clear something so we both, me and you on the same page. So the FBI are profilers.
A bit more than that.
No, just ask a question. Just yes or no questions.
Yes, they have some of them profiles, yes.
Okay. And they literally can control the narrative of who you are, right?
Absolutely. They can paint the picture.
And many of them are Satanists. So a lot of these free men in jail and all this other crap, you see why? Because look who's controlling this shit. Mm-hmm. Okay. Many leading FBI agents have not only been Masons, but have been Satanists. The FBI sends out reports which paraphrase goes like this. Far more crime has been committed by zealots in the name of God than has ever been committed in the name of Satan. Far more crime has been committed by zealots in the name of God than has ever been committed in the name of Satan. The actual involvement of the occult in a criminal case usually turns out to be secondary, insignificant, or non-existent. The law enforcement perspective on occult crimes requires avoiding the paranoia that has crept into this issue. Unless hard evidence is obtained and corroborated, they spelled it wrong. Corroborated, police officers should avoid being frightened into believing that Satanists are performing criminal ceremonies requiring investigations. An unjustified crusade against such activity could result in wasted resources, unwanted damage to reputations, and disruptions of civil liberties. This type of thing is hilarious to hear from the FBI for those who know how they have trampled on every civil liberty by investigating tens of thousands of organizations simply because they oppose the establishment and ruined the reputations of many people. Martin Luther King, for instance. That's why I say they control the narrative. They can right.
They can paint the picture.
Right.
They can paint that picture.
Right. So people who have read my book may have picked up that J. Edward Hoover was a 32-degree Mason, homosexual, and worked intimately with the Illuminati. For those who haven't come out of Satanism, one way to explain to people how satanic secrecy functions is to compare these satanic families with the mafia families.
Exactly. Yes.
Individuals in these families learn what they need to know. No more. The top bosses have cover jobs and give their orders orally. Actually, the comparison between Mafia or Costa Nostra families and Moria or Illuminati families, and quite fitting because they tie in organizationally and were created by the same occult stream of secret societies that Satan has been running.
They were. If you look at how you get initiated when you're in the mafia, it is like they from what I heard, they put the little card of Mary, and then you put your blood and their blood and whatever. It's like, yo, this is a family savant. If you tell you whatever here, I'll fucking kill you. I'll cut your fucking nuts off and send them to your family. You know, that's what it is, and that's what they do. And if you pick right, outside of the fun of the movies, like you just read, look at how it was really set up. Look how it was set up.
They controlled the narrative.
They controlled the more than the narrative. They controlled taxis. They controlled.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They controlled the whole narrative,
the whole system, the whole scenes around them. Because casinos, fucking like they was literally, and if
that's
you
how they was
anything,
able to pop up and come in there mafia style.
And you ain't.
Who created the FBI? Won't y'all go look that up? Then send it in our comments. Okay.
They don't even know.
Don't expect to find what you are reading here about the Collins family, that they are one of the very top Illuminati families, even more powerful than the Rothschilds anywhere else. People are getting the inside story for the first time. I am grateful for various ex-renders. See, they didn't spell check in here. Extra insiders giving me accounts of secret meetings. Yeah, I've been reading a bunch of wrong, incorrect spellings. Except for the testimony of eyewitnesses, there is little evidence of what happens at hierarchy meetings. There are numerous clues, but they are rejected by most people who refuse to accept that the satanic hierarchy exists. Before the 1960s and the space programs, man had not seen the far side of the moon. But that didn't mean it wasn't there. The hierarchy are professionals at Satanism and are really pros at obtaining satanic power through ritual deeds and worldly power. Their activities are very secret. In contrast, there is a great deal of physical evidence from the coven levels, the lowest level, that periodically surfaces roads. Candies made of fat, of things, altars, dead animals, rituals, sites, etc. The higher levels believe that the force must be balanced. One's good deeds must match one's evil deeds. Consequently, some of the greatest philanthropists are leading Satanists. That's why Ted Bundy did good stuff and turned around and killed.
Yeah.
Because that's a part of their policy, apparently. The lower levels are not concerned with developing power such as what Satan has. They simply enjoy being evil, and in that respect are rather crude in their exercise of evil.
And that's exactly true. That's where you get your serial killers from. That's where you get your rapists. But that's why they take, if you pay attention, your serial killers are rapists. You see how long it takes for them to be caught and captured?
Because they're doing them good deeds.
It is a balance for them, for the others that they are working for.
That's their distraction.
All of this shit, man, all of this shit was already laid out and it was planned. And it was planned there for you to always be under control. But the most important part, which was going on now, is the fear part. The fear now. And I don't even got to touch you to do it because you're willingly fearful and willing to do what I tell you to do. I can tell you anything. I can give you any face for you to put blame on because you will never see me and you will never know that I am the one pulling the strings because you are an idiot. And I am clever. But I have explained to you guys, intelligence and cleverness are two different things. And cleverness can never beat intelligence. The problem is everybody sits there and they think they smart. But if you really thought you were smart, you would be hip to know that everything you have done to this point has been a lie. Your very existence of how you live is a lie. And I'm not telling you to go out the next day and riot. No, what I'm telling you is now be aware now.
Yeah.
Be aware now and know that the shit is real. And when I say that the shit is real, I mean knowing that there is always people pulling the strings behind the people they give you to see. Always. If they tell you to You can't go outside. If they say you can't go outside, trust them, and you can't get an explanation from it. It's because they didn't get an explanation from it from the people who told them to do it. You just sat there. Now you have the choice of going outside on your own, you see, but they're not going to tell you that. That is where you deny yourself and then you lock yourself in. Now they got you in a mental lockdown now. And once I can get you in a mental lockdown, of course, I'm going to put these damn goggles on you. And once I put the goggles on you, you can travel and meet up with whoever you want to meet. Because now I got you really hooked up into a matrix. Now your ass stuck in the house, locked up in here. You don't even want to go nowhere now. Bad enough when you walk the street, you're already strolling on the phone. You won't look up for anything. This is a game. This is a game.
Unpleasant game, but it is.
What are you going to do? These are all patterns to get us to hate each other, to get man to hate woman, to get woman to hate man, to get people saying they don't want children, then to get people saying they want children. Then to have you, well, I'm not a hooker. Well, then yeah, I'm a hooker. And then yeah, I'm stripping. And then I'm rapping. Or then I'm not this. And then I'm not that. All of these friction and these different negative energies being thrown at each other and flipping it is all by design. All by design. Because they want chaos. Out of chaos comes violence. Out of violence comes blood. Blood, once you have blood on the floor, now they got that energy from you. And then they can do whatever they want to do with it. That was the whole point to begin with. But you sitting there acting stupid and you not understanding that this is what's going on. Well, now you have the people, you have the companies, you have the programs and the organizations that they're connected with. You don't have to wild out, but now be smart.
That's right. Be wise.
Where's your defense system? Go ahead.
Okay. Fast forward. Again, y'all can get the book. Bloodlines of Illuminati. And you can read in depth. Michael himself is not an internationalist. The Collins family is an old New England family. They're not saying the people that run the U.S. are foreigners. Okay, I'm going to keep it going. Early members of it were Francis, Edward, and John. Part of the satanic branch may live in England too. Like most top Illuminati families, the Collins has spread all over so that even the West Coast has some members of this satanic bloodline. Part of the family is both related to aristocracy and to witchcraft. For instance, I have a complete list of all people accused of witchcraft in New England in the 17th century, which includes some Collins. The 17th century was the first century that British settlers, mostly Puritans, some of whom are also known as Pilgrims, and Congregationalists settled in New England. In 1640, in Aquiday, Massachusetts, a Collins was accused of witchcraft. In 1653, Jane Collins was accused of witchcraft in Lynn, Massachusetts. And the Collins family lived in Salem, Massachusetts, area of Marblehead during the 1650s when the witch trials occurred. So they was the ones getting killed. Because they was being discovered as the witches.
So was they doing the killing too?
Yeah, they was, but they was getting killed too. And that's why all of them went into hiding, because they was getting killed when they was being discovered as witches. And now they coming back out. That's why we see them now. Okay. They were neighbors. Yeah, they went to hiding though. Yeah, they been out. But they just hid. They not now. They don't. Now care.
You can express just, hey, I'm a witch and wigger. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You go ahead with your little witch. You think you're a little piece of craft? Bad.
They were neighbors to the family accused of witchcraft. Interestingly, some of the last names of other people accused of witchcraft in early colonial Massachusetts include Young, Bailey, Carrington, Godfrey, Hall, Brown, and Clinton. You will find all of these last names on people today who are connected to the Satanic hierarchy, Illuminati, and Satanism. However, the worst example of dealing with witchcraft The Salem witch trials was instigated by the Collins family to destroy Christians.
What did I say? What did I just say?
Christians have been held accountable for something that Collins family did to Christians in Salem, Massachusetts. Didn't I say they was killing them? Okay, my opinion is that the Collins family practiced witchcraft before coming to New England in the 17th century. One ex-Illuminati member who was from the Collins bloodline stated that the Collins family brought witchcraft from England to America. For the first part of the 1700s, one of the British colonists was prominent for his books promoting deism against Christianity. As an example of some of their aristocratic ties, of the Collins 9-volume reference work Collins Peerage of England, published in 1812, was definitive work on aristocratic peerage.
So they brung the witchcraft into America.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently they brung it in to destroy the Christians, which is interesting because the Christians came in with Christianity and was fucking killing the natives.
Right.
They were killing the natives. They had their shaman, they had their medicine men and women, and they were doing their things according to how nature saw it fit. They came in with their Christianity. They must have thought it was something else and got them. And now witchcraft came in, and witchcraft that came in because I guess, with witchcraft, they still use elements of nature in there.
Do you know witchcraft is just science?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They still using the elements of nature doing their witchcraft. And oh, no, we got to go ahead and hang and burn them. But it's amazing that they were doing both. Yeah. You were both the Christian and the murderer.
Yeah,
right.
Look at that.
You see what I'm saying?
Both sides of the tunnel.
You guys are not opening up your... This ain't only going on in America. This is going on in your own country, wherever you live at. If you think for 1 minute, they are not sitting around discussing the fate of you and playing with your lives and your children's lives.
No, they're not.
You are an idiot. I don't sugarcoat. I already told I'm not doing that. Because this is bullshit.
Uh-huh.
This is your bank lies to you. Your bank is already stealing from you. Wherever you eat, you already know wherever you eat. I'm not telling you things you already know just to say them. I'm telling you that I need you to stop being, I know. And I need you to start waking yourself up and start having, what I said, a mental, you have to have that mental fitness. Mm-hmm. I said last show, you have to have that mental fitness. Get your fucking ass back in that mental fitness and know how to alleviate yourself from this. You don't have to get along with that fucking playbook. That playbook that they're showing you don't have to ride with. This shit is dangerous. Mm-hmm. All these corporate companies that come up, trust me and believe, these are their family members. Period. Stop thinking that these fuckers do something for the good of you. You notice you watch the news, they tell you something terrible, and in the same fucking 10 seconds of a sentence, let's switch on to something lighter. You just told me a family died. What the hell are you telling me about a puppy for?
Right after.
Look at how how they condition your mind.
Well, let's see on the brighter side.
Yo.
Damn, you just said a 6-year-old was gunned down, and then you go on the brighter side.
On the brighter side. I didn't even digest that. You want me to be emotional.
How about go to a commercial?
No emotion.
Because the news, go to a commercial.
The news do that. They have no emotion.
That's what I'm talking about. They never go to a commercial after saying something so devastating.
People are gonna die today.
Why you think people got so many damn bipolar and all that shit, mental issues? Because you got the media making your emotions go like this. That's why you got all this shit going on with you.
But they're not looking at themselves, and you want to place blame. But I'm telling you, that is done on purpose. They want you to place blame on each other. They want you to feel like it's each other's fault. Well, I took this and you didn't take that. They want you to do this. They want you to separate. You're not seeing it because you don't want to. You want to feel like it's more to escape and say, nah, you're full of shit and all of that. That's a denial and that's an escape. Knowing that genuinely in your heart, you don't feel that way. But for somehow you feel like you have to become some type of a slave to please them who are not doing anything for you. This is a game. I want your blood.
Speaking of which, Better Minds interrupting show topic is escapism your reality? So I'm gonna need you to tune in so y'all can find out. Is it your reality? Do you really know? Or what's going on with you? We just gotta figure this out.
I don't think they know. Because if you are asleep, we've explained to them, because you fell. We are the fallen angels. When you're talking about that, now we're gonna get deep. We are the fallen angels. You fell. The more you fell, you became unconscious and you became into this dense physical form.
Yeah.
Now you struggle to find out who you are because you were chasing after the mother. Hence, Mother Earth. So now that you are here now it is your job to bring that light back into you. The Creator is not coming for you. No one is coming for you when you can do things. That is one phrase that I do like that the Christians say. God helps those who helps themselves. So I got to help myself first for you to appear to me and let me know I have been here the whole time. You didn't want to wake up. So now I have to tap back into that consciousness. You have to tap back into that. You're refusing that. How do I do that? You understand they're trying to decrease and break your kundalini. Yeah. They're trying to destroy it. And they're doing a good job because y'all are falling for it. They want to continue to break your survival chakra, which is your root chakra. And once they do that, you done. You have to be rooted. You have to be rooted and suited. But you don't understand your mind. You don't understand the pituitary and the pineal and what they really are doing for you and what is the purpose of them. Because if you did, you will be up on your shit and you will understand that how they're playing is showing you how they have the denial for their will, how they deny the mother. They have such a hatred for that. They have such a hatred for nature and all of these things. They dump oil here, they burn this. All of these wildfires and animal deaths and they just hate it. They just hate it, which makes it easier for them to be beaten. But the only way you can do that is if you have to tap back into your consciousness. It is that simple, but you don't want to make it simple. That's why you eat the things you eat. That's why you do the things you do. That's why you act the way you act, is because you want to continue to be in this dense form. When that happens, you suffer. We got 2 minutes.
So when we come back, part 2 of the Bundy family, we will talk about what they control. And it's a lot.
Get them a little snippet.
I ain't giving y'all nothing.
Oh, that's messed up. Y'all suck.
I'm tired of reading.
I told y'all
it's late. Okay, I've been up since 5:30.
It's a lot, y'all. Like.
But it's been fun and I enjoyed it. And I need y'all to come on back, tune in with us, open your mind, and remember the only way to go is to know you.
For sure. Wow.